Hey guys, so in today's Get Ready With Me tutorial, we are going to be creating a bronze glowy makeup look that will definitely last on your skin all day. I've used a bunch of products in this video that I know for sure will last even on oily skin all day long, so let's jump into it. So first up, I'm prepping my skin with the Calm Water Gel by Dermalogica. This is my new favorite moisturizer for wearing underneath foundation because it doesn't leave any greasy or oily residue on my skin and it just completely absorbs. It is gorgeous. Now as you can see, I've already primed my eyelids and done my eyebrows, so we're going to be moving straight into eyeshadows, and I'm using these shadows from this BH Cosmetics palette. This is their Gilded eyeshadow palette. I am absolutely obsessed with this thing. It is so crazy pigmented. The shimmers in this are gorgeous and it's literally always on sale for like $10. So first up, I'm just using the Matte Bone shade from this palette, and I'm just using that to set down my eye primer and prepare the lids. Then next up, I'm going in with this sort of bright corally blending transition-y kind of shade, and on a large fluffy brush, I believe this is the MAC 224, I'm working that one backwards and forward through my crease there, just creating a good gradient and a good transition color for me to build upon later on. As I always say guys, blending is key when doing any kind of eyeshadow look, so just keep going back into the shadows and keep blending until you are sure that it looks smooth. Then moving into this even brighter, more orange, more coral shade, I'm basically repeating the same step, working that over top of that transition shade, just making it a little deeper and a little bit more pigmented in those areas, really bringing out the warmth of those colors and just warming up the entire crease area. This is so flattering on pretty well any makeup look as well. Honestly, I swear by using oranges in the crease. They just look gorgeous with every single shadow that you pair them with. Purples, greens, browns, blacks, anything. Orange always looks good with it. Next up, I'm going into this gorgeous pink shimmery shade. This one's a bit tricky because it actually has a gold reflect. It looks very, very pink in the pan, but on the eyes, it's got a beautiful gold reflect. And I'm applying this to the inner corners of my eyes, blending it a little way across the lid. And you'll see that I'm doing this on a wet brush as well. I really do find with shimmery shadows, applying them with a wet brush first will ensure that they last a lot longer throughout the day. Then moving forward into this gorgeous rose gold bronzy kind of color. Absolutely obsessed with this color. Basically doing exactly the same thing. I'm packing it onto the lid using a wet brush, blending it sort of a little way up into the crease. Don't worry about being too neat at this point because we are going to take that same shadow on a blending brush and really sort of blend and buff everything out so it looks perfect and seamless. This step is more about really packing that shadow onto the lid to get it to stay put. And now we blend. So you can pick up a little bit of that shadow on the end of a blending brush and buff it in, or you can start with a clean brush and buff it in. Do whatever you feel works best for you. I personally prefer to take a tiny bit of eyeshadow, tap off the excess, and then go in and blend. But the goal here is to really smoke out the edges, haze them out so there are no choppy, harsh lines or just any messiness that looks unblended. If you're having trouble, go back with that large fluffy brush that we used for the transition color and go over the edges to smooth it all out. Now through the lower lash line, I'm just taking a matte brown shadow first, and I'm taking that on a small brush, and I'm really just going to be smoking out that lower lash line, buffing it deep into the skin, sort of taking it down a little bit further. Don't worry about fallout. We are going to obviously be doing foundation and concealer later on. Just make sure you really buff out that shade, work it into the lower lash line, and then what we're going to do is take a little bit of that bronze color that we used on the lid and then buff that over the top to really tie everything in together. This brush that I'm using here is the Sigma Smudge E21, and it's literally my favorite brush for the lower lash line. I have very sensitive eyes and it doesn't make my eyes water. So for eyeliner, I'm taking the Kat Von D Tattoo eyeliner, literally the easiest eyeliner to use and also one of the longest lasting ones. So if you have trouble with your eyeliner smudging and transferring, girl, you will love this stuff. It is near on impossible to get it to smudge. Even if you're like the oiliest of all oilies like me, this stuff ain't going nowhere. Same for the mascara. This is the MAC Extended Play Giga Black Lash Mascara. It's not a waterproof mascara because I personally hate waterproof mascaras. They're so hard to remove from your lashes, but this mascara is completely smudge proof. And then I'll pop on lashes and then we're going to move on to the skin. So because we applied that moisturizer earlier, then I've spent a fair bit of time doing my eyeshadows and lashes and everything else. It's given that moisturizer time to settle into the skin. So for primer, I'm using the Ordinary High Adherence Primer. Love this stuff for all day wear. Then following that up with the L'Oreal Pro Matte Foundation. You guys know I adore this stuff. Amazing for all skin types, especially oily skin, but this stuff is like glue and it will definitely get you through the day. It's also super affordable. Like you would never know that it wasn't a high-end foundation. It's that good. Then for concealer, my new holy grail, the Urban Decay All Nighter Concealer. Oh my goodness. If you are after a concealer that literally looks perfect, that's super full coverage and that will last you all day long without creasing or budging, you have got to try this one out. It is amazing. Then setting everything down with my all-time favorite Mercier loose translucent powder. I'm taking that on a damp beauty blender and I'm pushing that into the skin. So we are not baking here. We are literally pushing that powder in and creating a really nice lock over the top of that foundation to stop it smudging and fading and wearing off and stop our oils from totally ruining it. And then to warm up my cheeks, I'm using the Bahama Mama bronzer by the Balm. I think that this is the longest lasting bronzer that I have in my collection. I've been testing a bunch of different bronzers to see which ones last the longest on my oily skin, and this one by far has come out as the strongest. It's a gorgeous color, it's very pigmented, and it's very easy to work with as well, so it's definitely a winner. Then next up, this gorgeous blush palette by NYX. You guys have seen me use this a million times. I adore this. I adore all the shades in this, and again, it is very, very, very long lasting on the skin. I don't find that it fades during the day at all. Then for highlighter, I'm using this Charobella Glow powder. This is in the shade Charlie's Glow. This stuff is gorgeous, and if you have trouble getting your highlighters to last, steer clear of creams and liquids. Always go with a powder highlighter, and it will last you so much longer during the day. You can also pack on your powder highlighter in kind of like a baking way. Pack it on and then sort of, go over it with a makeup sponge to tone it down. It will last so much longer. Oh my goodness, this highlighter is seriously everything. Look how much I'm glowing at this point. Look at my Cupid's bow. So gorgeous. And then finally, to finish the look, I'm taking this Urban Decay lipstick in the color Liar. I love this formula because it's creamy and hydrating on the lips, but at the same time, it stains my lips a little bit and it just lasts ages and ages during the day. So it's a really good long wearing one, if you're needing to pop on a lipstick for work and you're needing it to stay in place. So there you go, guys. That is the finished look. Glowy skin, beautiful bronze eyeshadow look that it will be flattering on every skin tone and every eye color, and then a nice nude lip to pair it with. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's tutorial. If you do have any questions about any of the products used, please be sure to pop them in the comments down below, or if you're having any troubles with getting your makeup to last, please put those questions down below as well. I love you guys so much, and I will catch you all in my next video. Bye!